when I left the Army all the way back in 2016, I felt so just like broken and just so I guess burnt out by all my experiences in the Army, that what I wanted to do more than anything was see the nation's national parks. And I ended up spending a lot of time in the national parks, especially Yellowstone. And I spent an enormous amount of time looking for wolves specifically. I really had what I felt was a genuine connection to wolves. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Now, I had always wanted to go see the national parks. I had seen like a couple of different national parks when I was a kid, and definitely had a lot of great outdoor experiences when I was a kid, but had not seen the majority of the national parks, especially like the iconic ones like Yosemite and Yellowstone. So when I left the Army, that is what was driving me. I feel like for like months on end, when I was finishing my time as an Army officer and knew that I was getting out, that's like almost all I could think about is I just want to see Yellowstone. I'd always wanted to see it. My parents got me this picture book of national parks when I was a kid, and I remember thinking about that a lot. I would sit there when I was a kid and just look through the different pages of all the animals, like the bison and the bears and the moose, and the wolves were really what captivated me more than anything else. I just had this burning desire to see wolves, and there really was a connection between how I was feeling mentally and this desire to do what I always wanted to do, which was see the parks. And truthfully, I got really obsessed with it. I spent basically the better part of a number of years basically just traveling national parks, and I did work in different ways as a professional travel photographer. As a freelance photographer, I worked for a variety of different projects on social media with hotel collaborations and different things. But the thing that really drove me to spend so much time was basically how I felt from my time in the military. How I just felt so burnt out from what I thought I was gonna experience to all the toxic leadership, and then this desire to just kind of, I guess, be free from all that toxic culture and just do something where I felt truly connected. When I would go to places like Yellowstone or Yosemite, Grand Teton National Park, I would certainly interact with different people when I would see them there, and I never, I guess I would just talk to different, random people, strangers or whatever. Some of my best connections that I ever had to this day were just random people that I met in national parks. I'll share more stories about that. I wanted to kind of talk more about that because I've shared a lot about different things about the military and that experience in the mental health and the toxic culture. But I think one of the biggest things was what it drove me to do, to try to really experience something completely different in travel photography. And wolves specifically, I've always felt this really strong connection to them. And I remember when I first went into the national parks, I remember talking to different people. I'd go to the visitor center, I'd go to different things, restaurants, cafes, hotels, and everyone would say, "You're crazy, you're not going to see any wolves." And I don't think they really understood exactly how determined I actually was to see wolves with my own eyes. So I spent months on end looking for wolves. I actually slept in the back of my car. It was actually a Toyota RAV4 at the time, in freezing conditions, because I was so determined to find wolves and actually see them with my own eyes. So it's just really, wolves have been something that have been really, really, I guess, important to who I am. I feel very connected to wolves. There's something like just very mystical about them, how they work as a pack, and they're very hated creatures. You have the whole thing about like lone wolves and different things of that nature, and I feel like very well connected to just wolves and just how wolves have been treated, how wolves are seen and perceived, misunderstood. And I just wanted to say that I want to put out more videos about the wolves that I captured. That was just one short video at the beginning of this. This showed some wolves that I captured at the Lamar Valley of Yellowstone back in 2017 in the winter time. But I have many more videos that I've captured of wolves. And if you're looking forward to that, you can subscribe because I'll be putting out more of my videos of my national park adventures, wolves, and photography as well, and also connecting it to military, mental health, and different things. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.